Yes, there we go. Welcome to Sportsmania. We are back with the Premier League show after a bit of technical issues on Monday. We are back, and we decided to come back with a slight bang. So, just a gentle combination of two Arsenal fans, one Tottenham fan. If only there was a big game coming up later on. What could possibly go wrong?
Plenty.
Cannot wait. Let's get to the intro.
Priceless gem!
Well, there we go. What a show we've got in store for you. First of all, let's get onto the panel then. As always, Mr. George Sullivan, how's it going?
I'm good, mate. How are you? It's been a good day. Very good day. Right.
About to get even better. Of course, in the producer's chair, as always, John Travolta, very own Sportsmania's John Travolta. Austin, how's it going?
Oh, for God's sake, I thought that would have disappeared by now. No, I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm all good. Yes, sorry about Monday. Major technical difficulties.
These things happen.
Yeah.
Now we've got debuts on the panel. Time to introduce first from the Sportsmania WhatsApp group. Andrew, how's it going?
I'm very well, thank you. Nice to meet you all, and it's very good to be here. Looking forward to it tonight.
It should be good. And finally, after months of this channel being on, I've not said anything. I've not said anything about Everton yet. Finally, we have a Spurs fan on, and what a week to come here. Leighton, you're brave. Welcome to the show.
It's good to be here, and yes, so I'm very brave. Three gooders.
Stand up. If you ain't Tottenham, stand up.
I'm standing up.
When I was a little boy.
Ignore the shirt. I've just come straight from work. So yeah.
Could clean up with that shirt, couldn't you?
Yeah.
It's literally covered in bleach.
Classy. Right then, let's get on to talking about the games. So we're going to preview, kind of do a joint preview with a review of the show. So the first thing we will get onto talking about once the computer behaves. Let's go on to Liverpool and chat Liverpool games first. So we'll talk quickly Liverpool, Newcastle. George, I mean, a lot of people got angry at Klopp, of course, because of rotations and fantasy, but let's be honest, you were expecting Klopp to do that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to rest Salah, if I'm honest. I thought he might have rested a couple of the others, but it was pretty obvious he was going to do that. Obviously, they had Villarreal in the semi-final. That tie wasn't done, even though what people thought it was. Like, people just had to turn up and it was done. But it just shows the strength and depth Liverpool have, don't they? Like, they don't they didn't necessarily deserve it. If I'm honest, like I thought their goal was a bit dubious, but Liverpool were going for the title, weren't they? So, I can't even remember who scored. It seems like so long ago.
Mane scored, I think.
Oh yeah, John Bradshaw Layfield, who thinks he can like punch everyone and get away with it. So yeah, I thought fair play to Newcastle though. They played quite well. And the atmosphere, the fans, obviously they've been doing it obviously since they got bought out, and they've been on that. I think they've got the second best record in the league. So fair play to them. But Liverpool done what Liverpool had to do.
I mean, Newcastle are currently 10th, I believe, in the Premier League. So to go from relegation,
says it all, really, doesn't it?
I think Newcastle could be a very dangerous team next season if they spend a lot of money and they spend it well. They could be very dangerous.
Yeah, they're in for Harry Kane. So
they better not.
He actually wants to win things. So Andrew, when it comes to Liverpool, I mean, it's a tough race between Liverpool and Man City. It's going to clearly go to the wire. What do you think of Liverpool? Do you think they will win the title? Do you think, based on what you've seen in that game, where even any squad rotation, they still picked up a win, even if it was only 1-0?
I'm glad you said what you think of Liverpool then, and not what you think of Tottenham. So,
no, that comes later.
Try and keep it PC. I think that Liverpool have got a better mentality out of the two teams between them and Man City, and I think it showed in the Champions League over the last couple of days. Even before, the biggest collapse since Wall Street happened with Man City and Real Madrid.
I like that one.
That was good. I like that. That in the outfits.
I was on a watch along actually whilst it was going on, and I just said that I know you can notice in their faces sometimes with the Man City players, no matter how good they are, they look worried at points, and I think the pressure just gets to them. So for me, I think it's Liverpool's title after what happened with Man City. I think it's got to have affected them in some way. So I just think they've both got excellent squads. It goes without saying. Liverpool have got the more dangerous attack, but I think the most important thing about Liverpool is they've got the mentality edge over Man City. For me, they're more ruthless.
Well, Leighton, what's your view on Liverpool against Newcastle? What do you think of the game?
I've only seen the highlights. It was a decent game. I think Newcastle were the better team. And it just goes to show you don't have to play particularly well every game, but grinding out those 1-0 wins just shows a lot of mentality in that Liverpool team.
Before we preview Liverpool's next games, Austin, have we got any comments on Liverpool-Newcastle?
We have some comments once it decides to load. So we have a comment from Tom. He has joined us. He put, "Who's that team we call the Arsenal? Who's that team we all adore?"
He kept singing this on Wednesday at the North London Derby in the women's. The whole game he was in the game he was singing it. Afterwards, when he was drunk, he was singing it.
By any chance, was he singing a song that goes, "Have you ever seen Tottenham win the league"?
No, he was singing "Who's that team you call the Arsenal" all the time.
Oh, because he's also put that as a comment as well, and he's also put "Evening JT." Evening JT. Good evening, Tom. Good evening. Good evening.
It's not John Terry, is it?
I can't undo the button today. And then we've had someone comment from Facebook. They commented, "Hey," but it doesn't say who it is. Please make sure that you click the link that comes with this stream to grant access so that we can see your names.
Or sign off with a comment on Facebook. Put your name at the end.
Yes, or put your name at the end. Yeah.
Austin, do you have any thoughts on the Liverpool-Newcastle game?
I do. Well done to Newcastle.
For losing.
not just for losing, but for pushing. They were for pushing, for not having a temper tantrum. I can't exactly remember the score, so someone please remind
1-0.
me. 1-0 to Liverpool. Okay.
Yeah, they still lost though, Newcastle.
So when we did the, I think when we did the preview show actually about it, I think we all said that Liverpool was basically going to demolish Newcastle, and they didn't.
No, I said
So
2-0.
I said I think I said like 5-0,
Yeah.
something like that. So
No, you said Newcastle because we had John on. And you,
Oh yeah,
you was up his
Newcastle.
arse, so
Yeah.
you wanted to.
I don't want to know.
No, but so obviously Liverpool held on because the thing is Liverpool need to hold on because it's important for the race, their title race. Because there was Newcastle did score, but it was off, wasn't it? It was disallowed. So just their luck really. They're playing against Liverpool. They're playing against Liverpool. What do they expect?
Liverpool.
But no, Liverpool then. But no, credit to Newcastle. They held their own. They didn't get absolutely demolished like most people thought they would. So yeah, no, well done to Newcastle, but then also well done to Liverpool, I guess. Another comment, Hannah Redburn.
Hi,
She
Hannah.
has said hi. That could have been the Facebook user from before. So hello.
Well, we'll go on to preview some of Liverpool's games, and it's the first. It's a 7:45 kickoff on a Saturday. Leighton, Spurs, Liverpool. I mean, how do you see it going? What do you think is going to happen? What's your prediction?
Well, I don't like to predict Spurs to lose, so I would be happy with a point, but that is a big ask because the way Liverpool are playing at the moment, and they're going for the Premier League title, and it's at Anfield, it's going to be a very tough ask for Tottenham to get something from that. But if we do, it's a bonus, and it blows the title race right open.
Okay, Andrew, Liverpool Spurs. How do you see that going?
I'm really nervous about it. I really am. I can't lie. And, I'd love to sort of joke and laugh about it and say that Tottenham are going to get hammered, but I am really worried about it. The whole weekend worries me, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised the way the league has gone for either team, for Arsenal to lose to Leeds and for Spurs to beat Liverpool. It'd just be very, very strange type of season in some respects. And no one expected us to lose those 3 games against Crystal Palace, Brighton and Southampton, and then go and beat Chelsea, Man United and West Ham. So anything can happen. So I am really, really nervous, and I can't wait for this next week to get out of the way, to be honest. I mean, the trouble that Liverpool have, whenever they do have trouble, which isn't very often, let's face it, but when they do have trouble, it's those long balls over the back of their fullbacks, and that's how Spurs love to counter-attack with, a Harry Kane ball over the back of the fullback to Son, who runs onto it. Harry Kane sort of latches onto it in the box, or Son finishes it. So that's a sort of counter-attacking goal that could hurt Liverpool. Can I see it realistically happening? No, probably not. I mean, similar to Leighton, it's going to be tough to see it happen, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
But if I was forced to give any kind of prediction, I would predict a narrow Liverpool win. But because they simply have to win, don't they? And I think they will be buoyed after Man City's result in Europe yesterday. I think that will give Liverpool a bit more of a boost as well, to be honest.
Okay, well, moving on to you, George. I know you want Tottenham to win, but try to be impartial. What do you think is going to happen?
Do I? What? I don't want them lot to win. I hope they get battered because they get battered everywhere they go. So I'm kind of in agreement with Andrew a bit. I think everyone's under the impression that Liverpool are going to wallop Spurs, and I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Liverpool may just edge it. But the thing is, for the beauty of this not beauty, but both teams have to win for me. and obviously we know that's not mathematically possible. So, because I think if Liverpool slip up, City's title. Then I think if Tottenham don't win and Arsenal do, I think we've got top 4. Because even if we did, God forbid, even if we did lose to them lot, we'd still be 1 or 2 points ahead. And I just think we've got enough to finish the job. Plus, Tottenham have got Burnley, who are fighting for everything, and that's not an easy game.
Well, Tottenham have got an excellent record against Burnley at home.
That don't mean nothing, mate, does it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like we've seen this season. If you said to me we were going to beat Chelsea, United, and West Ham, I'd say in 1 week after watching Brighton and Southampton, I'd say, oh, you need sectioning. I really would.
You know, Burnley they're not normally this late in the season battling to survive, are they? They're normally safe by now.
No.
But they are,
and they've got Michael Jackson at their will, so it's going to be a thriller. But,
any more?
I don't know. Like, I think Liverpool, like Tottenham ain't won there since 2011 as well. So it's not one of these games where everyone's saying, "Oh, it's guaranteed 3 points." That's just other fans doing their mind games. I think it could be like just a 1 goal in it. And like Andrew said, the way Liverpool get hurt is just the way Conte sets up his team. So he'll, like, at the end of the day, you stop Son. Like,
you say stop Son, but you've also got Dejan Kulusevski as well.
Yeah, but I think if you stop Son, I think that's where all your play goes through. Like, I don't see you as famous last word. I think he's your best player.
It's Son's pace that can hurt Liverpool behind Trent. Yeah. That's what I think. And I don't think...
Like, Kane, he'll put away chances because that's what he does, but he's not...
Yeah, I think...
Most of your games are just Son.
I actually don't agree with you on that, because if someone said to me, who would I rather lose, Son or Kane? I'd rather lose Kane, because Son is probably our most dangerous player. And Spurs will miss Son more than Kane.
And I think Dejan Kulusevski is a very, very good player, don't get me wrong, but he's not got the pace to hurt. Like Andy Robertson.
George, what prediction are you going for?
I'll go 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay. Austin, your prediction, and then see if anyone's commented. If you want to drop in your comments about the Liverpool Spurs prediction, please drop them in as well.
Right. My predictions are simple.
Here we go.
I've said this from when I first found out, when I first heard that Liverpool, but you know what I mean. So this is simple, really. Liverpool need it. They need it, and
so do Spurs.
So do Tottenham. So that's why I feel like this game is going to be one of those games that so many people are going to watch and say, now, like, this is a game of football. Do you get what I mean? Because where both teams need it, they're going to both play to their full potential. Saying that, I've got this feeling, and I'm not just saying it because I support Arsenal, so Leighton, do not kill me. I've just got this really big feeling that Liverpool want it more. So I've got this feeling that Liverpool are going to win against Tottenham. As much as I want that to happen, it's just as much as I feel as well what's going to happen. Pardon me. And both sides they have a strong team, but when it comes to Tottenham,
I don't agree with that. I really do not.
Tottenham have strong players, whereas Liverpool have a strong team.
Like you compared, on man to man on that pitch. Tottenham are nowhere near Liverpool.
That's
Tottenham have strong players. Liverpool have a strong team.
Yeah,
they're 3 strong players.
Let me finish because I was getting somewhere. Both teams do have good players. I'm not saying that, they're as good as each other. I'm not saying that Tottenham are as good as Liverpool, because they're not. They're far from it. I don't think the only club that I really think in the Premier League that is as good as Liverpool and could probably equivalent to that is probably Man City.
Yeah, I don't know
Like,
if they are now.
And the title race that's going on between them two is like, honestly, it's like cat and mouse, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. That's why I know for a fact that Liverpool are going to be on it, and I mean they are going to be on it against Tottenham. But then so are Tottenham, because they want to finish above us. But I just feel like Liverpool are going to just go
So
in
your
there.
prediction then, Austin?
My prediction is simple. I feel Liverpool are going to beat Tottenham 3-1.
Excellent.
Just a quick thing about Tottenham, like we're saying about Song. Here's my example to that. Tottenham lost to Brighton 1-0. Brighton stopped Song.
Yeah.
They had nothing. Brentford played Tottenham. It was 0-0. Brentford stopped Son again. Kane was still playing. He didn't do nothing. I'm not saying Kane's crap, but what I'm saying, I think everything goes through Son.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, if there's one weakness of Trent, then everyone knows that it's his defending.
Yeah.
And he gets caught out being pressing too high up the field. So that is one issue. I don't think they're going to be bothering about trying to stop Son or trying to stop Kane. They're just trying to force their own game onto Spurs.
Midfield battle that'll win it for me.
Austin, have we got comments on the Spurs, on Liverpool Spurs before we move on to the next Liverpool game to preview?
We have one from Tom. He has basically said 4-0 Liverpool. I was expecting that, to be fair.
Okay, well, we move on to the next Liverpool.
Salah hat trick, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. We move on to the next Liverpool game quickly, and that's the Slippy G returns to Villa to Liverpool, George, with his Villa.
Yeah, hope he don't fall over this time. This could be a good game with all the Coutinho derby as well, because he's back there as well, isn't he? It all depends. It all depends with what the Spurs result is for me. Because if it's a bad result for Liverpool, it could affect them going forward. Because, like I said before, I think if Liverpool lose that, if Liverpool don't win that, that's them out the title race for me.
Especially if Man City win.
Well, yeah, and either one of them two teams slip up, it's advantage to the other team. So, I can't remember who City have got.
Newcastle,
so that won't be easy either. So, but with Liverpool Villa, you'd expect Liverpool to win. Villa have gone on a really dodgy run, didn't they? They were doing all right when Steven Gerrard took over at first. Coutinho was doing all right. But they ain't really got nothing to play for now. So I think the summer will be important for them.
Andrew, how do you see Liverpool Villa go, and what's your prediction?
I think that Liverpool have gone off a bit of a cliff. I agree with George, really. I think their form is being really quite patchy and mostly poor. No, Villa.
Liverpool, sorry.
Did I?
Yeah,
I didn't mean... Sorry, I do. Apologies, I meant Villa, of course. Yeah, it's been very, very patchy. I think Steven Gerrard would be really disappointed with how they're playing at the moment. To be honest with you, I said about the Liverpool Spurs game being a sort of narrow win for Liverpool. I honestly think that Liverpool will win every game that they've got left now in the Premier League, taking it right to the final game. So I can see a fairly decent win there for Liverpool. Sorry, you did say it was at Anfield or is it at Villa Park?
I think it's at Anfield.
Anfield. I can only see them winning 3 or 4, to be honest with you.
I think it's Anfield, yeah. Or is it Villa? Need to have a look at that. Hold on a second. But yeah. Leighton, what are you going for Villa Liverpool?
I can't see anything but a Liverpool win. Villa are patchy. I remember when they played us. I know Spurs won that 4-0, but for large parts of that game, Villa had tons of chances and were very wasteful. And I can see Villa doing exactly the same. So I'm going for nothing less than a Liverpool win.
Right, Austin, your prediction for the Liverpool Villa game and any comments?
Easy win for Liverpool. I agree with what I think it was what Andrew said about how Liverpool are going to win all their games, like all their next games. So yeah, no, easy win for Liverpool. I'm going to say 2-0 Liverpool.
Okay.
And then on to some comments. We've had someone from Facebook with no name says sound good guys. So whoever that was, make sure
Thank you.
whoever that was, make sure you give access to StreamYard so we can see your name, or leave your name at the end of the comment. And Tom has put that it's at Anfield. Right.
So yeah, we've got that correct. Right, moving on to next, discuss Man City. So, George, we had Man City win against Leeds. A lot of people thought Leeds were fighting for relegation, but still, Man City, you could only see them winning. So, but then they've got these two fixtures, and let me know what you think of both of them combined. You've got Newcastle and Wolves. Now, a few weeks ago, you could have said Newcastle would have been an easy win. Wolves would have been quite tough. Do you think that's in reverse now because of the form both teams have?
Wolves, definitely. They've just gone off a cliff. They've gone off a bigger cliff than Bruno Fernandes has this season. But I just it sounds mad, but since Arsenal beat them, it's like we broke them. Like since we've done them twice in that week, when Neves was crying because apparently we celebrate. Since then, Wolves ain't been the same. It's like they need to go for counselling. They've been Arteta'd. So I think Man City will probably easily beat Wolves. Unless Wolves get back into form against you boys, mate. So
We'll go on to that later.
Yeah. So, but Newcastle, I think City Newcastle will be a really tight game. They've showed they can compete, like Newcastle with Liverpool. So, but it depends. Are we going to see a wounded Man City that just obliterate whoever's in their way now? Or are we going to see one with a hangover? Pep Guardiola's got a lot of... He's definitely going to be earning his money in the rest of these next 4 games. So, I think they'll win both games. But I think the Wolves game would be a lot easier for City than, say, Is that at City?
I believe so. Yes.
Well, it's empty there anyway, isn't it? So they've got no fans.
Yeah. It's at the empty had, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd like to think City will probably win because they have to, but City are gonna know what they need to do because they play Sunday, whereas Spurs Liverpool Saturday night. So, and Newcastle, there's probably players there playing for their future still, because I'd say half of that team, I think they'll bring players in to replace them because they've got the money to do it, haven't they? So.
Yeah, Leighton, what's your prediction for both Man City Wolves, Man City Wolves game, and then Man City Newcastle?
I can see City winning both because of the disappointment midweek. I think City will want to bounce back really quickly. It's coming towards the end of the season, and City need the points. So I think City go win both those games.
Andrew, what do you think?
I think
both
that
games.
Newcastle are going to surprise Man City. I'm going to go for a Newcastle win, 2-1. I think they're going to really punish them. I think Man City are bound to be down. I would have said even if Man City had won against Real Madrid, I still would have said the same thing. I think that Newcastle surprising a lot of people at the moment. They only just narrowly lost against Liverpool, 1-0, wasn't it? So I'm going to go for a Newcastle win. And I'm going to go for a Man City win over Wolves, because Wolves are absolutely appalling at the moment. I don't know. I think I agree with George. I think we definitely did something to them when we beat them in that last injury time goal. They haven't been the same since. And
Maybe it was the shock at Lacazette taking a shot.
yeah, it must have been. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think they'll bounce back against Wolves, because who wouldn't at the moment? But yeah, I see them losing against Newcastle 2-1.
Okay, well, Austin, what are your predictions for both games, and then comments?
Predictions for both games. I could see the Wolves losing to Man City, so I could see Man City winning there. And then I've now got another feeling that Newcastle are going to beat City as well on that front. Because there ain't no because for it really, you know. So yeah, no. Like we said, Wolves have not been too great. So I think that'll be an easy win for Man City. Whereas Newcastle, you know, there's potential there for them to beat Man City. So yeah, no, I think it's going to be Man City beat Wolves and then Newcastle beat Man City. And yeah, so on to a comment from another Facebook user with no name. It says, "Good evening, guys. Just jumped in. Please let us know who that was."
Can I just ask a question as well? How comes you're getting away with this, Hubert? How comes you're not giving us your predictions? I don't think that's very fair, to be honest.
True,
Yeah,
but okay. Well, if we want predictions right, so for the Liverpool games, Liverpool Spurs. I mean, Spurs are chasing still, and we're kind of giving points to anyone who will crest them. So I'd say we need Liverpool win. So Liverpool to beat Spurs, preferably 3-1. And then Liverpool Villa, I can only see a Liverpool win. For the Man City games, I'm going to go a draw for Newcastle, Man City, Newcastle, actually. And I think they'll beat Wolves because Wolves have fallen off a cliff, pretty much. That's the way I've seen it. Cool. Right. So moving to the next one. Right, get ready. We'll talk Arsenal now.
Hello. Hang on. Oh, hello. Go on.
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. Yes. Are we all good?
Yeah, I'm all good. Sorry, I nearly fell. I nearly fell off the chair.
Okay. So, West Ham, Arsenal, George. What did you think of the game? What did you think of the game?
West Ham one, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was a bit nervous. I was quite nervous about it. I thought, it's not going to be easy. And we had a bit of thing with Ben White getting injured just before, or his hamstring, but he seems to be all right. So we brought in L'Oreal because he's worth it. Rob Holding, he's got his hair back. Don't know where I think he must have had a transplant or something.
It took him 6 seasons and a new hairline.
Yeah, as Rambo says. Yeah. But I thought I didn't think we were that good, to be honest. To be fair, we're telling the truth. Can't say we're good when we weren't. We got the goal from Rob Holding, which I thought we'd done. It was a really good goal, and then Gabriel. So both our centre halves got goals. Bowen scored for them, as pretty obvious. But I just thought Arsenal were all saying about what Liverpool would do. They'd done what they had to do. I think Arsenal done what they had to do. Went to West Ham away, whatever anyone says, whether they were playing in Europa League in a few days or not. They still were a European chasing team. They still had some decent players out. Like they had Rice, Bowen, Fabianski. So they're all first teamers. So, but yeah, they've done what they had to do. I was getting a bit worried because Saka limped off, but he, as Mikel Arteta said today, he's absolutely fine. Done what they're just like echoing, done what they had to do, puts us in a really good position going into Leeds. I didn't think we'd be in this position, but not before Chelsea anyway. So
I did.
no, you didn't. Don't flip flop because I'll call you out for your flip flop because you said we were getting Europa League football, so don't try it.
I still think you're getting Europa League football.
We'll get to you later.
Right, West Ham ain't going to finish above us, mate.
We'll get to that. We'll get to Leighton's view in a minute. Andrew, what did you think of the West Ham Arsenal game?
I was surprised at the strength of the West Ham team, bearing in mind it was in between the two legs of their semi-final. The first semi-final they've been in for, what was it, 40-something years? And I think they paid the price for it, to be honest with you, yesterday. I bet they regret putting that strong team out against us now. Disappointed that we weren't at full strength either. We already had players out, but Ben White was a big loss on the day. But big bad Bobby Holding came in and did a good job. And we battled. It was a poor game. We didn't. I totally agree with George. We didn't play very well, but it was a good sign that we won playing ugly. We got the result not being at our best. I think that was a good sign, and it shows a lot of the character that these young players have got in the squad, because it wasn't an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. So I was really, really pleased with the win, even though we didn't play very well.
Leighton, what were your views on that game?
He was gutted.
But you were pleased with the Arsenal win.
I was actually, dare I say, hoping for a West Ham win, but I think
you don't say.
No,
no shit, Sherlock.
But I'm not
Hilarious.
I'm not really too surprised because West Ham also, you can say West Ham had a lot of first teamers out against Arsenal, but I think they also had one eye on the Europa League, and that's basically backfired. So I expected an Arsenal win, and that's exactly what happened.
Okay, Austin, what did you think of the game? And some comments on the game from people.
I thought it was wonderful. I really did, because everything I've been saying in the last couple of episodes.
Top 4 guaranteed,
videos,
Austin.
Top 4. The last videos. Not before we played Chelsea, Jules. So shush.
Still guaranteeing top 4 for Arsenal.
Top 4. Oh,
yeah,
I'm going
guaranteed?
bigger. I'm going bigger.
What?
I think it's now going to the last day of the season.
You're going Arsenal third.
We are guaranteed top 4. Guaranteed. And I feel like Chelsea are just going to fuck it up, because it would just be hilarious if they fucked it up. And then Arsenal get third.
You're just jumping on the bandwagon.
And then everyone, all these Tottenham fans and everyone else can shut up, and they can start grovelling. Because
you're jumping on the bandwagon.
I'm not. This is how I feel.
No, you are. Because no, you are. There's only one person on here that said that Arsenal could catch Chelsea, and that was absolute months ago.
And now
am I lying, Hubert?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And now
you said Chelsea can be caught.
Could catch Chelsea.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So, and Austin, you said before we played Chelsea, we'll be lucky if we get 6.
Yeah, that was then. I'm talking now. The past is behind us. The past
You're
is
buying
behind
some
us.
flip flops for Christmas.
No, like I said, in the last couple of shows,
like you said,
I have said that we are guaranteed top 4. So you can't call me a flip flop, because I'm talking about the last couple of shows. I'm not talking about what happened.
Let me ask you a question.
A half ago, 2 months ago. No.
No, answer the question then. If you're backing that up,
go on.
If you're backing that up, so if Tottenham beat Liverpool,
yeah,
we lose to Leeds, and then we lose to Tottenham, do you think we're getting top 4?
I don't know.
Bloody hell, it's gone quiet. Still there?
I failed maths. I don't know it.
It's nothing to do with maths.
It's not. No, I'm
I
not asking you to
don't
do
know.
a countdown conundrum. I'm asking you a question. You just said we're guaranteed top 4. I'm not saying
if
we're
that was to
guaranteed it,
happen-
but
if that was to happen, then we would basically need to win our last 2 games, and they would have to lose their last 2 games.
no, I know that. I know how the table works. I'm asking you.
So
as
if
a
it went that
supporter.
way, then it is a possibility. Yes.
So it's not
We are
guaranteed then?
top 4. We are guaranteed top 4. I'm
But
telling
it's
you
not
now.
if we. I've
Guaranteed.
just proved it.
Guaranteed top 4. Right. Guaranteed. Sure.
Exactly. Believe, Austin.
Guaranteed.
Believe.
Believe.
I
And your
don't need to
dreams will
believe.
come
I
true.
know what's going to happen.
Believe.
I know what's going to happen.
Believe. Trust me. Believe.
Trust the
the
process.
process.
Trust
Right.
the process.
But I know what's going to happen. If we beat Leeds, I've
Trust
said
the
it. If we beat
process.
Leeds, we've got top 4.
Trusty the protest.
Well,
No,
protest.
we don't do trusty the process. Trust the process, and we will
It's
get
the
there.
defender.
I can guarantee you. And do you know what? It'll be my first ever men's Arsenal Champions League game I will go to because I have never been to one. That's how long it's been.
Yeah, he watches
Right,
it from
so we
home,
need
guys. He
this.
don't go to the
We
game.
need this. We are getting top 4 guaranteed in the bag. Super Mick Arteta, who's
I
just
think,
had a new
I think Leeds
contract.
are going to do something. against
Shut up,
Arsenal.
Leighton. Shut up,
As
Leighton.
you've just worked out, and Austin just gave himself away. That is, Austin's just showed the perfect example of the new breed of football fan. I don't remember seeing Austin at Nottingham Forest away this season. I don't remember seeing
I
him
can't
at,
get away tickets, okay? Leave me alone, I can't get them.
at home to Brighton. All right, I'll throw the home ones in there. Brighton.
Yes, because I have a thing called work. I
Yeah,
work.
oh, right. But
I
when
don't
we
take the days
when
off
we
work
start
for football.
winning, he's there. Or when we get Champions League, he'll be there. But if we get like
Oh, I will
Malmo-
be there.
if
Oh, I
we
will
get
be there
Malmo, he won't
because
be there. He'll just go
I
to
will be there.
Barcelona.
I will be there because Champions League is on a Thursday night. So I
No,
will
it
be there.
ain't.
No, it
No,
ain't.
hey,
Sorry.
That's
how
Tuesday
Arsenal
or
have
Wednesday.
not
yourself off.
Show
Sorry.
some Arsenal
You
have
won't
not been in the
believe-
Champions League. He's
Sorry.
already-
Not Thursday night. A Tuesday and a Wednesday night, which I'm not working. So have it.
I'm having
Avi.
my ticket.
I'm having no. You just want to use my bloody membership, you cheeky sod. But anyway. Back to the process at hand. Back to the thing at hand. No. I agree with what Jules said. It wasn't our best performance against West Ham,
We were
but
crap.
I did expect it. I didn't expect it.
Kudos for remembering the actual question, though, Austin. after that.
Yes.
Thank
Been a
you.
while.
He's like Michael
I didn't-
Owen, Andrew.
I didn't expect Arsenal to play well against West Ham, but that doesn't matter. We still got the win.
Yeah,
we
you
still
did.
got the important 3 points. Oh, shush!
You said we were winning
Honestly,
3-0
You're
in the
worse
last
than
show.
Abdi. You are worse than Abdi. Oh my God! Shush!
You talk
Shush.
so much crap.
Silencio, por favor, please. Silencio, por favor. Thank you. Honestly, I thought Abdi
Put
was
him on
bad.
Sky Sport.
I thought Abdi was bad. Oh my
Truth
God!
TV.
I swear, I'm gonna replace Chris Kamara at this point. Like, it's unbelievable, Hubert. It's unbelievable. Like, honestly. Anyway, yes. So anyway, we didn't perform. we didn't perform well, but we still got the important 3 points. It's really important for us and the race between Arsenal and Tottenham. So let's just hope we can carry that on.
I'm going to go and make a cup of tea in a minute and come back.
No, no, you need more than
Mate,
that.
you can go and have dinner.
Let's just hope that we carry on. We carry this
With
good
an
run
Alan
on,
Brazil.
and let's just hope that we actually do well.
I have to
and we
start
get
doing
into
what
it. We
Wilshere
guarantee
does
that
before
top-
games.
Shush! We guarantee. The more you talk, the longer I'm going to take. Right, we guarantee that top 4. We get the wins, and we'll be all right. I'm telling you, like,
This is the man that wanted
so
the show to last an hour and a half.
trust the process. Trust the process. I know I was meant to be going clubbing tonight, but yeah.
Well, you're
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
gonna
don't
do
say
that.
you talk crap because you said, on the group, I don't want a long show because I've got to get up. I've got a long day
I've got
tomorrow.
girls
You're the
to
one who
meet.
takes so long.
I've got
Listen,
people to
I don't want to know about your love life, Austin. So, bring us some comments, please.
Yeah,
That's too
some,
much information.
some comments. Tom, but Super Eddie, I've backed that man since day one. He could be the future. And then
you
he's
wait till
also
Sunday, Tom.
He's also put, "Go on, JT, get in there, son. Like a gospel priest from Alabama. Believe, believe." Hallelujah, Tom. Hallelujah.
I still think Leeds are going to do something against you or not.
Shut up, Leighton.
They're
Shut
fighting-
up.
Demented. What have you been taking?
relegation.
Leighton,
Right.
shut up.
Right, moving on to predictions then. Let's move on to predicting the Arsenal Leeds game. George, what do you think's going to happen?
3-0
Lost in a
Arsenal.
break.
3-0 Arsenal. I'm not really. Like I say, if we beat Leeds, then top four's in. It's near enough us.
Top fours are yours already,
Guaranteed.
George.
No, I don't get peer pressured into stupid comments like that because I'm not coming. You're the one who's going to get trolled, and if it doesn't happen.
So if it happens, do I have permission to call you a mug?
No, because I'm a real fan, mate.
Oh, all right. You're a real fan.
I like
Well,
that.
believe then. Believe.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't say I didn't believe, but I'm not saying guaranteed. It's
I thought the row was meant to be between Leighton and George, not me.
No, it's so far. It seems like well. Anyway, we're going to
I
later
can't get
now.
a word in with him. That's why.
I was going to say, well, to be honest, now Austin can't get words in with himself. It seems it's worse now in Brazil. And right, Leighton, what do you think is going to happen in Arsenal Leeds?
Well, Leeds are fighting for their lives, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 Leeds win.
Fuck you.
Anyway, without the abuse, Andrew, what do you think?
Well, my heart says 3-0. My head says quite close game. I'm nervous about it. I'm not ever going to say because I've just witnessed the last 6 games that Arsenal have played.
Yeah,
so there's no way I'm going to say guaranteed top 4.
It's
I
stupidity
do
to say
believe,
that,
but I'm not going to say it. But I'm going to go for a win. I'm going to go for an early goal, which we desperately need, and that will settle our nerves, and that will give us a 3-0 win. I'm going to go the same as George.
Yes, Andy.
It is a stupidity answer saying guaranteed because unless you've watched the Premier League this season, nothing's
Exactly,
guaranteed.
yeah.
Nothing's guaranteed until it's mathematically, but the top
Like-
4 is guaranteed for Arsenal, so it's fine.
Oh,
Austin,
no, we've
your
got-
prediction for Arsenal Leeds. Go on, believer over there.
Remember, we've only got an hour.
I shall believe. In
Go on, Alan
in the
Brazil.
Lord of the Gospel, in the
Get
Lord
on
of
with
the
it.
Gospel priest.
I'm leaving
Arsenal
at 9
gonna
to get
win.
the train, so hurry up.
Arsenal are going to win 3-1.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
No,
onto a
so hold
comment.
on. You think we're going to concede? I thought you believed.
Shut
Yeah.
up. Everyone concedes in life. Everyone concedes.
Go on, Father
in life.
Austin. Where's your belief
Right.
now?
Right. Anyway, onto a comment. I don't really want to read this comment, but I've got no choice but to read this comment.
Well, you haven't. You have a
but-
choice to read whatever you want. But
Yeah, you don't have
Well,
to
it's
read it. I
from-
mean,
It's from HA.
H
Don't know who it
A.
is. Yeah, I'm.
Not
I
H from
don't
Line
know.
of Duty, is it?
No, not H from Line of Duty. No.
Just read it.
Arsenal will probably bottle the top 4 just to provide us entertainment for their upcoming Amazon show. I can't wait for that. Actually, to be fair.
what? I didn't even hear what you said.
So I
Arsenal.
said that Arsenal will probably bottle the top 4, just to provide us entertainment for their upcoming Amazon show.
I think he's a Man United fan.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Tom has put 1-0 Leeds win. Ian Hart doesn't play for them anymore. Gonna be a mighty 3-1 win. Eddie with a hat trick against his old team.
Tom,
Love
he
it.
won't know who Ian Hart is. He probably don't even know who
I
Bret
know who
Hart
Ian
is.
Hart is. Ian Hart used to play for Leeds. I'm not stupid.
Do you only know that because he just said Ian
Yeah.
Hart's
Exactly. So I know who he is.
Right. Anyway,
I'm old enough to know who Tony Hart is. Google it, kids.
my prediction for this game is a 2-2 draw between Arsenal and Leeds. It'll be
bin.
interesting.
I
Thriller.
wouldn't be surprised.
Right, we'll move on
Honestly.
to the next game, and the next Arsenal game to predict is going to be this thing called the Great North London Derby. Leighton, we're going to start with you. What's your prediction?
If
My
Austin
prediction:
shuts
3-1 Tottenham win.
This is time for war. It's time for war. Let it begin.
Did you say 3-1 Tottenham win, yeah?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
if this is war,
Oh.
Austin's like Dad's army.
Yeah.
I am.
George, what's your prediction? What do you think?
2-2.
Andrew?
Interesting.
2-1 Arsenal. We're going to secure top 4 at White Hart
Yes,
Lane.
Andrew.
That's what
Yes,
I mean. So
Andrew.
even with the draw,
Why are
we'll
you
secure it,
shouting,
so
Austin? You say top 4's already secured the way you're going.
Yeah.
Because Andrew's back in the process. Andrew is there. He knows what to do. He's not like everyone else. He knows.
So, Austin, you're
he
happy
knows
with
it's
our
going to
bet,
happen.
Can someone get him some help? Please, he sounds a bit...
I don't need
wild.
help.
If he's going to a nightclub, I think he's already popped his drugs before he's going.
Austin. So, Austin, you was happy with our
I
bet,
say
was
that. I
you?
want the police to be doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
FBI open up. I'll be a SWAT team.
Austin, your brother was talking to you.
Yeah, so
Sorry, Jules.
you just said trust the process, yeah?
Yes.
Was that the same
Here we go.
process in Sportsmania WhatsApp group and in other places that you said, oh, if Arteta loses another game, we've got
He's
to look
gone.
elsewhere?
I did not say that. I have always
You
believed
did.
in
You
Arteta.
did.
Always.
No, you have not.
Yes, I have. Hence
You
why I was
have
happy
not.
when you got a new contract. Anyway, moving on because
That
Jules
was only
is like-
today.
Jules, I did not say that.
Your prediction for the North London derby, Austin.
I haven't spoken in the Sportsmania group all
Austin.
day. My prediction is simple. It's going to be a repeat of the Arsenal women versus Tottenham women. It's just going to be a 3-0 win to Arsenal, and then Tottenham are going to fuck up a penalty or something. Like, I just got that
Not
feeling.
the women's
It's-
game.
I got this feeling. It's in my bones. Honestly.
Just
Like
like
Justin
guaranteed top
Timberlake.
4.
Yeah. Okay, Justin Timberlake here. I've got that sunshine in my pocket. Honestly, it's going to happen. Right. So, on to some comments. Tom put, JT is going clubbing. Go Grease Lightning. I'm going to request that.
Yeah,
Uh,
psychiatric ward shut now, Tom.
Yeah, unfortunately, the care home is shut for what I'm going to be putting George in a minute. So
Remember
he
that
also
when he
put,
wants money.
I
Any more
remember all the
comments?
times you embarrass me when you want picking up. Anyway, Tom also put, haha, what he put, what he with more for Andrew. I don't know what that was meant to mean. And then obviously because I put the nuke sound on, he put, the Russians are coming. No, we
No,
haven't
it's just
got
Austin.
Abramovich. We have not got
Oh, no, I
Abramovich
think
coming on the show.
I think he was talking about Chelsea there, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have Abramovich coming on the show, mate.
Right.
Like,
So, any more comments?
no. When does the drama start between Leighton and George?
Well, I was hoping there'll be a bit more of that with the
yeah,
Spurs
come on,
Arsenal
you two,
prediction,
fight
but-
it out.
It's
Fight
all
it
right.
out.
I can't get a word in with Jeremy Kyle and Piers Morgan.
I'm not going to say nothing. I vouch not to say nothing.
You can't help yourself.
I will mute myself. I
No,
am
that
now
doesn't-
muted.
You need to block yourself, not like mute.
Well,
Yeah, God,
I shall remove myself from the street.
Shut up
Listen.
then.
do you have anything else to say about the Spurs Arsenal game, or are we ready to move on?
So I do. If we beat Leeds and Tottenham lose to Liverpool, I do think we'll secure. I agree with Andrew. I do think we'll secure top 4 at that lot's ground, and it
The
would
Armitage
be
Shanks Arena.
lovely. Because that's 5 points. If it goes the way that we all want it to, that's 5 points with 3 games left. But the Premier League is the Premier League. We've seen what's happened. So I don't agree it'll be a 3-0 because that normally only happens at the Emirates. But
Yeah, but this season when we was at the Emirates, there was no passion in that Tottenham team. None whatsoever.
did you watch Brighton and Brentford?
Oh.
I watched those games, but the North
Well,
London
where was
derby
it
at
there?
Emirates
Like-
was awful.
There's both teams have had their bad performances. I'm not discounting that, but I think normality is going to resume at the end of the season. That everyone knows here that there's only one team in North London. That's all.
Well,
It's got,
if you
it's
go
got a,
by the last few seasons, North London
Well, I've
is
got to let
really
you do
white.
something. You still ain't won nothing, mate. Oh,
We
sorry,
haven't
you
won
won the
nothing.
Aldi Cup and goal of the season.
We haven't won anything, but in the Premier League, if you look at the
Yeah,
Premier
you won the
League
Puskas
tables,
Award in the game. You
Just
won
saying.
the Rabona Award in the game that Arsenal beat you.
well, the thing is, it's got to. How would you feel if you're one of these Tottenham players and
Right.
you heard in the press that your manager is openly twerking for the PSG job?
Yeah.
well, Conte's denied
Eh?
that.
Oh,
course
that
he
means
would.
it's true then.
Who's
Of course, you
twerking?
deny it.
Yeah,
Antonio
you're going to come out
Conte.
and say, oh, yeah.
He threw his hat
PSG.
into the ring.
Come
Openly
on. I
threw his hat into the ring.
I think Daniel Levy's going to back Conte in the summer regardless.
Daniel
of this
Levy's never
person's-
backed anyone.
He won't be there to back him. He won't be there to back him. He'll go for the money, mate. He'll go for the money. 100%.
Well, if
But
Conte
you're saying
goes-
that
goes,
position,
Conte
mate. If you're-
does go PSG, I think Pochettino will come back.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't go
really
back to
scared
it. You
now.
don't. You don't go back to an ex-girlfriend, mate. You don't work.
That's a good point.
Later,
don't work.
But
later, no.
You have always
later, no
got
offense.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Leighton, no
Sean
offense.
Dyche.
Daniel
Daniel
Levy, like
Alan
Well,
Kirbysley.
Yeah,
If Conte does go, Daniel Levy's got a following.
Leighton. No offense, mate. But
I thought you
Daniel
were
Levy's
shutting
only
up.
I was
used
going to say,
one-
you weren't supposed to say
I'm a-
No.
Daniel Levy's only used to one sound and one sound only, and it's this. That's all he's
Yeah,
used to. It's
that
a
is
cash
true.
register.
But
It's
the
a
thing
cash
is,
register.
if excuse my language here, but if Levy does cock this up and Conte goes, then Levy's got to go as well.
anyway.
Oh, not this again.
Simple as. Because the fans will turn on him.
They've turned on him already.
They'll turn on him even more.
But you had the protest that only 12 people turned up to. That was your best opportunity. You had chances when the Super League rubbish happened, and you
Yeah,
lost.
less said about that, the better.
Yeah, but you're like with Levy, I don't really care. Like if Tottenham got burnt down, I wouldn't be bothered. But there you go. But if what I'm saying is with Levy, with Conte, sorry, not Levy, I don't care about him. Like if he's an elite manager and he's at a club that wins nothing. Like you can't at the moment you can't win trophies, man. It's just not in you. It's like
That's why whoever's manager.
It's like Man
Tottenham
City
summer
in the
is
Champions
Conte.
League. They got so close to the
Whether
final. I
it's
thought, oh,
Conte
no.
or someone else in charge in the summer, if Daniel Levy wants a trophy, he has to back the manager.
But you had a great manager.
Yeah,
And
and Daniel
he
Levy
destroyed
sacked
you.
him.
Mourinho, everywhere he went, apart from your lot, he won.
That's on Daniel Levy though, because you don't sack Jose Mourinho 6 days before a cup final.
But what's wrong with Ryan Mason? I thought he done all right.
Ryan Mason did do all right, but if you
Why
had
don't
the
you get him
choice
back?
of if you had the
Mason.
choice of Ryan Mason or Jose Mourinho on the dugout for a cup final, who are you going to choose?
Ryan Mason, because he made you lose it.
That was Spurs all over. That was sacking.
No, but what I'm
Jose.
saying is that you think
6
that
days before a final. That was unbelievable.
but they weren't going to
Hilarious.
win it anyway.
Yeah,
Like they just
I
can't.
know, but
But
it just made it even more funny.
we would have had a better chance of winning it if Jose Mourinho was in the dugout.
Like there's a film called 40-Year-Old Virgin. That was based on Tottenham because they're going to go another 40 years and not win nothing. They are like a virgin that wants to lose their virginity and just can't. You just can't win it. But if you look at Arsenal on the other hand, we've got a project. Like all these flippity flop people who are crying now and say, "Oh, another 5 years of failure because we've got Arteta." Like Arteta's changed the atmosphere around the Emirates. Like it's for him to do that on his own. Like if you said to me, Conte, Arteta, I take Arteta every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Well, we'll see what happens. we'll see what happens in a few days. Well, on the 12th of May, the big game.
Yeah, and
See
I'll
what
be
happens.
there.
All the Arsenal
I'll send
fans
you
that are
some
going, by the
tissues.
way, all the Arsenal fans that are going, take some toilet duck with you.
No,
When
leave
you go
more than
to-
that. Take your
When-
COVID
when-
mask.
Yeah,
When you
but
go-
every
when-
time
when
I've
you go
been
into the
I've
toilet
always
bowl.
had to have a chemical shower.
Yeah, you get one back at your place because it's in the toilet bowl.
Have you ever seen Tottenham win the league?
Anyway, we'll
When
move
I
on.
was a little boy, my mama gave me a little toy, an Arsenal fan.
Oh, my
on
ears
the
are bleeding.
string, towing a kick his head in.
Anyway,
You've just been muted. You've just been muted.
Anyway, moving on to the next section of the show. Let's talk Chelsea, if we must.
Money.
Not much of it at the moment.
No,
mate.
no, you're not. No,
Here
no.
comes some Russians. Russian.
Anyway, so let's talk Chelsea Everton first before we preview some games. Andrew, would you say the Chelsea Everton result was that surprising, considering Everton were fighting for their lives?
No, not really. I mean, I thought it was going to be a tight game. I'm not. I can't honestly say I thought that Everton were going to hold on for a win. I thought Chelsea would probably grab a late equaliser. But I weren't that surprised, really. But they seem to be, again, just not imploding Chelsea, but they seem to be letting all the background stuff affect them now. And
Shame.
I just honestly find it really, really funny how... Because, I'll have to be honest, after the first game or two of the season, I had Chelsea down as title winners. I was backing them to win the title. I thought with the acquisition of Lukaku, I thought that's just going to have to nail it. 'Cause they looked, when they looked, I mean, back end of last season, they looked absolutely unbelievable, didn't they? Well, after Tuchel came in, they looked unbeatable for a while. They weren't letting in goals game after game after game. Well, yeah, apart from that one game, but they were hardly letting in goals. They went on and won the Champions League. Then they bought Lukaku. I thought, crikey, they're going to go and win the league here. So what's happened to them? It couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people, could it really? It's just vile club, vile fans.
Who
And
do you support, Hubert?
Thanks, Andrew. I get you on the show.
I'm sorry, but
I've
I've got to be. I've got to be honest. I've got to be honest. I'm not. I thought. I mean, I've been a football fan for a long time, Hubert, and they've really they've not covered themselves in glory over the years. Let's put it that way. And I am generalising, and it's not every fan, so I do apologise.
I was going to say, I was only saying, your opinion's fair enough. We do have some thugs as fans, but let's not kind of say that there are no genuine Chelsea fans.
I'm generalising, and yeah, it's not every single one of them, just 99% of them. But,
99.9%.
but are they going to? I mean, what's happening to them now with regards to this takeover business and the loan business? I know they've come out and denied that he wants the loan repaying and so on and so forth. But you've got a really, really tight deadline now to get all this stuff through before the end of the month, and it's going to be really touch and go. It's got to be affecting all the employees of the club now, including all the players, of course. So I'm hoping that they do have lose another couple of games and we can overtake them, because I think that we bloody deserve it in the last this season. The way that we've been going, let's face it, no team has ever lost the first 3 games in a Premier League season and gone on and qualified for the Europa League, which we already have. That's amazing. That's pretty damn good after the start we had. If we get the Champions League, over and above this European qualification that we've already got, that would be a phenomenal achievement from Mikel Arteta and this young group of players, bearing in mind the entire squad change that has gone on in the meantime as well. So I'm really hoping that Chelsea do carry on imploding and we can overtake them. But going back to your initial question, yeah, I wasn't surprised about the Everton win because they have got a bit. I mean, obviously Frank Lampard's got some unfinished business with Chelsea there after being sacked, hasn't he? So they weren't going to lay down and roll over in that game.
Yeah. Leighton, what's your thoughts on the Everton-Chelsea game?
Like was just said, I am not surprised that Everton got the 3 points, because since this whole crisis in the Ukraine and Chelsea, well, Abramovich having his assets seized, it's like Chelsea have just gone off a cliff. They seem to be giving everyone 3 points. So I'm not surprised about that. And Everton are fighting for their lives, but I still think they'll get relegated.
George, what do you think?
By Arsenal.
I think Chelsea bit off more than they could chew with the Toffees, to be fair. I predicted on another show that Everton would win. I just had a feeling that Everton was going to be the game that they turned up for, especially like Andrew said, Lampard's got unfinished business at Chelsea. I said to you, I think it was the other day, I don't think Chelsea have played that well recently, even before you played us. Obviously we beat you, and then you beat I think you beat West Ham, and you were lucky in that one. I just obviously it's human nature is going to affect what's going on the pitch with everything. Like, I think what a big problem is, Lukaku is a problem as well. Like you can just tell he doesn't want to be there. Rudiger, I don't know. Did Rudiger play against Everton?
I'm not sure because I was out when the game.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did.
I
saw the highlights before the show.
But I don't know what Thiago Silva was doing. Like, it was a good assist by him. Like, he was just, it just didn't seem like Chelsea to me. But so obviously,
Reece James was at the back with Silva, and they played a back three. I'm sure Rudiger was missing.
Okay, but like defensively, they've been all over the place, and they're going to lose. They've lost Rudiger. It looks like they'll probably lose Christensen and potentially Azpilicueta. So no one really knows what their future holds. So
it's going to be an interesting one.
One thing I will say about the Everton game, Chelsea-Everton, is Jordan Pickford was absolutely phenomenal in that game.
Yeah, I heard he was quite good. Obviously, it was only in the pub when we was.
We'll talk Everton in a bit as well. Definitely with some of.
I just think Chelsea are on the slippery slope, and
the gap is small. The gap is only 3 points.
Maybe
now.
They think they're not that wide at top four. Maybe they think they're going to get top four, whatever. But they've got the cup final, haven't they? Maybe they're just pinning all their hopes onto that.
Yeah,
a bit interesting because James has been playing as a centre half as well. So when
that's what he was.
For me, he's better as a right wing back.
Yeah.
I would say he was better in that position. Right, Austin, quickly give us your opinion, Everton, Chelsea, and then we'll move on to predictions.
Some
comments, obviously.
I'll be completely honest, I didn't watch the game. So
okay, can you go to the comments then?
About that.
No, that's fine.
Comments-wise, Tom put, I've never seen Tottenham win the league, and he's 43. And then he put, have you ever seen Tottenham win the league? No, I haven't. He also put, plus our average age is 24.3 years old.
Okay, any other comments?
No.
Simple for the Chelsea-Everton game. Film on to predictions is what I'll say. It was not a surprising result for me because Everton are fighting for their lives, but that's no reason to say that, there's also to deny the fact that, again, for Chelsea, stupid mistakes cost us the game, really, again. If not them defensive mistakes, I think we could have gotten at least a draw out of that game. And that's the simple thing. It's kind of tends to happen with Chelsea. So a lot of the times we make a lot of defensive mistakes and then we get punished. Right, let's do some predictions then. Chelsea have 2 games. One is against Wolves, which they're falling off a cliff. Second is against the relegation battling Leeds. Andrew, what do you think's what's your prediction for both games?
Wow. I mean, Leeds-Chelsea is it's a rivalry that goes back many, many years, isn't it? It's going to be. It's usually quite a fiery event. I mean, they are again really, really bad for their lives, which is obviously why I'm worried about the Arsenal Leeds game as well. I wouldn't be surprised if, because obviously Arsenal are going to beat Leeds, they're going to be even deeper trouble by the time they get to the Chelsea game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they grab a draw there. And sorry, beg your pardon. What was the other game?
Wolves.
Chelsea Wolves.
Yeah, anyone can beat Wolves at the moment. So yeah, they're going to beat Wolves quite comfortably.
Okay.
Couple of goals to nil. Draw against Leeds.
Leighton, what's your predictions for both games?
Well, for both games, I think the Wolves-Chelsea game is going to be a draw 1-1, and I think Leeds are going to snatch it with a 1-0 win.
Okay, George, what do you think?
Like I said, I was alluding to earlier, Wolves, and like Andrew said, anyone can beat Wolves, but then could this be just a game that gets them a bit of confidence back there because Chelsea are not playing that great? I think Chelsea will just edge it. To be fair, Wolves maybe like 1-0, something like that. But Leeds, I could see that being a draw. So that 1-1.
Okay, Austin.
Hello. Sorry, mate. You cut out a little bit for me. What was the games again?
Predictions for both games. That's Chelsea Wolves and Chelsea against Leeds.
Okay. So I feel that Chelsea will beat Wolves. Going on, obviously, what we said earlier about how Wolves have been on that sort of slippery slope. Leeds, I don't know. I feel like Leeds could beat Chelsea, but being realistic, I could also see Chelsea doing that as well. Chelsea beating Leeds. So I'm going to say Chelsea beat Wolves, and do you know what? I'll go for it. Leeds to beat Chelsea.
Okay. Any predictions in the comments?
No.
Right. My predictions will be Chelsea to beat Wolves 1-0. Leeds 2-2 draw for that one, I think. Right. Let's talk Everton now. We'll talk about that. We've talked about them against Chelsea. They got the right deserved point, George. They are now scheduled to have some crucial games. They play Leicester, which you'd think they need to win, but then depending on what happens, they then play Watford, who by then might be relegated already if they lose to Leicester. So, would you say Everton need basically 6 points?
Yeah. For me, if they've got any chance of staying up, they've got to win both games and probably hope that maybe someone like Burnley or Leeds drop points. Personally, I'd like to see it Burnley because I can't stand them, as everyone knows. I think that'll give them a bit of confidence, the Chelsea game. Well, if that don't give them confidence, I don't know what will. But like Leighton said, Jordan Pickford was brilliant from the highlights I saw in that game. But for me, that's only one game that he's done it. Like I think the other games he's been poor. Like, and they're saying, "Oh, this is why it reminds Peter why he's number one for England." What, one game? Yeah, he saved them 3 points, but it's not, you don't say that about any other team, like any other players for teams. You say, "Oh well, he's had one good game, so he's the best player in the world." So give credit where it's due. Pickford done well, but all this, he should be England's number one. I still disagree with, but
yeah, I agree with you on that one, George. He should not be England number one.
Maybe I'm biased because I think Ramsdale's the best English keeper in the league.
I think Ramsdale's had a really good season.
He has, I think, fairly justified, really.
I'm not saying Pickford shouldn't go to World Cup or nothing, but I just don't. I think it should be Ramsdale, Pickford, and then I don't know, maybe a Pope or someone.
We won't get the right choices at England level until we get a new manager, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So what do you think will be the predictions for the two games?
I think Everton, Leicester ain't got nothing to play for, have they? Their season's finished now.
Could that make them very dangerous though? Because they can have a go. They've got nothing to lose.
I think the only thing that they've got to play for Leicester is that there's some young players coming through, and there's players that are probably playing for a future or trying to put themselves in a shop window, like a Tielemans, a Dewsbury Hall.
And Madison, maybe.
Yeah, Madison, like Justin's come back from injury now, I think. So I think Everton will probably. I do think Everton will beat Leicester. Say 3-1.
Okay.
Everton, Watford. Yeah, I could. Watford. They're like it must be the letter W because they're like Wolves. Anyone can beat Watford. I think Everton will win that as well. Watford will be down by. Watford can get relegated this weekend, can't they?
If they lose to Palace, they will get relegated.
Oh, that's ironic, isn't it?
Exactly.
Hodgson to get relegated by Palace.
And it's at Palace as well, I believe. So
Yeah, so I think Watford will already be down, and I think Everton will go on and win, and then it'll make it really interesting. Like going towards, it's first time in a season for a long time that I can remember that three different places have all been up for grabs going into like this amount of games.
It's quite exciting.
I don't remember the title, top four, and relegation not being dealt with. Like there's going to be one or the other has been.
If Leeds pick up only 1 point from the next 2 games, let's say, and Everton obviously pick up all 6, like you say, Leeds will be smack bang in that bottom 3. So yeah, interesting. Leighton, what do you think of Everton's 2 games, Leicester and Watford?
I think Everton, Leicester, that's going to be a tough one to call because, like you said, Leicester have nothing really to play for. So I could see Everton winning that, but I think they might go and lose to Watford because by then Watford will be down, but the pressure will be off.
Okay. Andrew, what's your thoughts, your predictions?
Yeah, I can see. I can see. I tend to agree with Leighton. Actually, I think that Watford could. It's funny thing when teams finally get relegated, then they play with a bit more freedom. I think they could mess up against Watford. So I'll go for a Watford win, and Leicester and another one. I've said this a few times about 2 or 3 clubs, haven't I? But they seem to be on a free fall at the moment. They just seem to be losing game after game. I can't see Everton losing against Leicester. I'll go for definitely a win there. Maybe a 2-1, 3-1. Well, maybe not 3. I can't see them scoring many goals, but 2-1 win against Leicester and maybe a stupid slip up against Watford.
Okay, Austin, what are your predictions?
My predictions. What's the game?
Everton, Leicester, and Everton, Watford.
Everton, Leicester, Everton, Watford. I'll be quick for this one because there's some people that need to leave soon. So I'm going to go for a Everton to lose against Leicester and Watford and get relegated.
Okay, interesting. Well, I'd say Everton and Leicester. Leicester to beat Everton, but Everton will beat Watford. That's my prediction. So, yeah. Right. We'll move on quickly to a few more predictions here. And I want to do some quick predictions. Obviously, Man United beat Brentford. Very good. Best win of Ralph Rangnick's short career as Man United's manager. They can still push for Europa League, probably strengthen it. Not sure about Champions League, George, but they play Brighton. What do you think? What's your prediction?
It's Champions League between Arsenal and Tottenham. Man United, Brighton, I think it'll be 1-1.
Okay, Andrew, what's your prediction?
Brighton will win. Brighton are on a roll at the moment. I think Man United were fairly lucky in the last match. I think I'll go for Brighton 1-0.
Okay, Leighton, what's your prediction?
I'm in agreement. Brighton are playing very well at the moment. Man United's form is very hit and miss. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Brighton win.
Okay, Austin, your prediction?
I'm going to go for a Brighton win as well because Brighton have been on good form. So I'm going to say a 2-0 Brighton win.
Okay, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw because Brighton love them. Another quick fire. West Ham no longer in Europa League, so they need to. Can they get anything? They're playing already relegated Norwich. Should it be an easy win for them, Leighton?
It's not going to be easy by any stretch. Norwich have been relegated. The pressure's off. I'm going to go for 1-1 draw.
Andrew.
What's going on, Leighton? I'm just going to say 1-1 as well, because I think we're copying each other in a minute. But I think, again, Norwich will experiment a bit with maybe give some young players a game, give them a taste of the Premier League, make them want to come back to the Premier League straight away. So I think I'm going to have to agree. Sorry to be boring, but 1-1. 1-1.
Okay, George.
3-1 West Ham.
Okay, Austin.
1-0 Norwich.
2-1 West Ham I'm going to go for. Right, the show is officially over. First of all, Austin, before we close, is there any more comments?
There are no comments.
Okay, well, there's the show, everyone. Quite a bumper of a show because we had a lot to cram in, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much, everyone, for commenting. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you can subscribe to the channel. Please like, subscribe, and click that bell to receive notifications whenever we put out a video. There will be plenty of content coming until the end of the season and in the summer as well. Plenty of to watch. Follow us on other platforms. You can follow us on Twitter at @officialsmania. We also have Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and TikTok as well. So we're everywhere pretty much, including all of us individually. George, where can people find you on Twitter?
I'm at Clockend George.
He's changed his name.
Yeah, I kept getting it wrong, so I changed it.
The one who I'm sure hasn't changed his name is Austin. What's your Twitter handle?
It will be changed soon. It's at Sullivan Austin, SULLIVAN
Very good. And Andrew, can people find you on Twitter anywhere?
Yeah, I'm at From Dial Square.
Okay.
From Dial Square. And thank you very much for having me on tonight. And
You can
Also, Andrew does he has his own YouTube channel, so please, people watching, subscribe on it. It's really, really good.
What's the name of the channel, Andrew?
thank you very much indeed. It's From Dial Square to Where. From
Excellent.
Dial Square to Where. Yeah. Please
Give it a
come
like, give it a subscribe,
like.
give it a share, see what you think. And you can find me on Twitter at SubsonicsUK. That's SUBSONIXUK. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend. Let's see what happens in the Premier League. We'll see you on Monday.
Come on, you Gunners.
England's priceless gem!